So currently I'm transitioning from the concept of duality to the concept of non-duality about the world. And if you don't mind, I will just contemplate about it right now, about what means love, God, and oneness. Maybe it can be insightful for you as well. Maybe we can have open discussion in the comments below. So, long story short, we are all one. We are all God. God is love. We are all love. But we have our mind who are perceiving things in a certain way. And our perception is not constant. It's always changing. And what is always changing is not true, is an illusion. Because the only truth can be constant and eternal, which is love, which is God. By the way, I think in couple years I will come to the conclusion there is not even like love with God, there is just like nothing. But for now I'm here, where I believe in love and God. At least I choose to perceive the world this way for now. So, our perception is constantly changing, but God's love doesn't. So God's love is truth, and our perception that we're making up with our mind is false. So to reach to that level where we are one with God, we need to change our perception where we see everything through the eyes of God. And eyes of God sees everything as a perfection, as a perfect love. So what are we trying to do, and what is like this longing inside ourselves, and why we always try to come back to this feeling where we just feel home, peaceful, present. We can call it with God, but I'm sure you've been in this feeling where you don't need anything and where you just burn nothing and everything with everything around you, that kind of thing. So that kind of thing, it's where are you with God? And when you are in that state, you don't have mental battles about how things should be. You don't have judgmental around anything, in a positive side as well. Because when perfection doesn't need your judgment in a positive way or in a negative way, because it's perfect itself, you just perceive it straight away as a perfection. And you see everything as a perfection in that very moment. And that very moment becomes a perfect love itself. Whew. I'm just contemplating. I'm not trying to make statements here. I'm just contemplating because this is a bit new for me. Even it doesn't seem so. Love, perfection, I was using this vocabulary, and oneness, I was using this vocabulary for a long time, and this concept, but I think I only truly start understanding them now, and my mind is a bit puzzled now. So what are we trying to do here while we're trying to come back home to that feeling, to God? We're trying to change our perception, which is not constant, which is false, to the true perception. And true perceptions is where you see everything as a perfection, and that's the only truth. And what are you trying to do here? You're trying to put down barriers, walls of your mind, to see things as it is. As things as it is, it's just a perfection. He no longer had to seek after perfect love, for with his many wise choices he had removed all of the barriers that had divided him from the reality of his perfection. I had to read this sentence again and again to understand what it means, so I will read again. He no longer had to seek after perfect love, for with his many wise choices he had removed all the barriers that had divided him from the reality of his perfection. That book, The Disappearance of the Universe, gives me lots of new insights and ideas, and I wouldn't even call this insights and ideas because it gives me just a different perception of life. Today I've been sitting and the room was just full of light, and the objects, they don't have sharp angles anymore, sharp division. I can see how the borders between objects are moving, and I just cry. Not cry, but the tears come through my eyes a little bit, sometimes out of nothing, and I feel it's like a bliss. I don't know, I'm letting go of some ego false ideas. And by the way, I think we need that concept ego for now, in that kind of at that point of our development and understanding. But in the end, the ego doesn't even exist. Whew. And by the way, when I go to this concept, when there's no ego, when there's just God, I can feel the сопротивление, contradiction inside of me. I forgot the right word. I can feel something inside of me doesn't want to go there and doesn't want to understand the information, but I kind of forcing myself to understand what it means. And I feel something happening with me, physically, even while I'm reading these ideas. The last time when I got such a effect from the book was when I was reading Power of Now 5 years ago, and now this book came at perfect timing as well, while I'm doing this YouTube channel, while I have this space to contemplate about it, while I have so many beautiful people who is also interested in this subject, with who we can discuss these things in the comments, where I can just transmute and share my path, whatever I'm experiencing right now. And while I have all this time and space to dedicate to these spiritual practices and YouTube, which is for me kind of manifest of just showing whatever is happening every single day within me and kind of transmute. And now I feel there's so much love that I just want to share, and I want to give up all my judgments around the world, around the people. And I think it's valuable for many people to see my journey, because so many people at the very same journey right now at this very moment, and sometimes it feels very lonely out there, and you have a lot of questions that needs to be answered. And I believe these videos are helping these journeys and these questions, because I'm myself consuming those kind of videos as well. And I decided I can step into the creator side as well. Yeah. So everything as a perfection, and you are perfection, and every single moment is a perfection. Try to just, when you look around, that's what I'm practicing today, and I hope I will stick with this for a while. That's what I'm trying to do every time I look somewhere, at someone's face, at the leaf right now. I'm looking at the leaves in my balcony, at the room, and I'm saying, it's a perfection. It's a perfection. It's a perfection. In the mirror, even I don't have mirrors right now in my space, but I went down to the gym today. I saw the mirror, I looked at myself, and I'm like, it's a perfection. And my reflections start changing. You would think in a more beautiful way, but actually no. It's kind of start like a little bit dissolving with the space around me, and like became a little bit not so stable, and I was not so concentrated on myself actually, which is interesting. So just try to practice it. Try to look at everything and everyone with the God of eyes, with eyes of God. And God see you as a perfect child, as a perfect creation. And God, by the way, did not create the world. You are created the world with your mind. And what would happen if you perceive your world as a perfection itself, where nothing needs to be fixed, where nothing is broken, where it's just abundance, where there is no such a thing as luck exists? How your world would look like then? Yeah, just try to see the world as it is, as it truly is, not the false world, but the true world, which is actually the world doesn't exist in that moment. But you got what I mean. I will not repeat myself again. I think that's enough. And I wanted to say my gratitude, my thank you to the donations that you send in me on PayPal and on crypto on Binance. It helps me to keep going. It helps me to make in this video. It actually creates the space for me to sit right now and contemplate about these things, and to read these things, and to sit and meditate, and to practice perfection. You are the one who allowing me to do this thing. And you're beautiful, perfect human being, and I love you so much.